Welcome. I am Paul Lebo, the Chief Operating Officer for Frederick County Public Schools, and I'm excited to host this week's update for Dr. Albin on topics of interest to the community about our reopening plans as we prepare to transition to the hybrid model of instruction. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Larry Phillips, who is more commonly referred to as LP, and is our Manager of Custodial Services, to talk more about our cleaning and disinfecting protocols throughout the district. So let's get started, and maybe we talk about some basic information about sort of a day in the life of our custodians, and what do the daily responsibilities include for our custodians as they care for our buildings in support of our students and staff.
Well, Paul, there are 386 custodial professionals working through the Frederick County Public School System, and I view these individuals as among our first responders when it comes to making sure that building occupants have a safe and healthy environment to work in. There are the obvious things that custodial staff do during the school day, such as empty trash and recycle containers, clean our restrooms, and take care of our walking surfaces throughout the buildings. But there are also a number of other things that they do. For example, they change light bulbs, and they also make sure that our facilities are secure by making sure the exterior doors and windows are locked during the school day, and at the start of the day and at the end of the day when most occupants have already left the building. In addition to that, there are routine items that they take care of on a periodic basis throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, and obviously throughout the school year.
I think that's some great information. Many people forget about all the work that our custodial teams do behind the scenes to really keep our buildings safe and functional. So let's talk a little more about the response to COVID-19, and maybe we can start off with some basic terminology. I know there's a lot of information in the community, and unfortunately there's some misinformation in the community. So maybe we can start with cleaning and disinfecting. And what is the difference?
So cleaning involves physically wiping a surface to remove dirt and debris. Disinfecting involves wetting a surface for a prescribed period of time, allowing that disinfectant to sit on the surface so that microbes, bacteria, things can be destroyed or inactive. The process is a two-step process. In order to disinfect, you have to clean. So for example, if you can imagine, my fist here is a virus and my hand here is dirt. Well, on the surface, if there's a virus and there's dirt on top of it, well, it can't be disinfected. It can't be destroyed or become inactive, because this dirt is acting as a barrier protecting it. So if you were just to spray disinfectant on top, it does nothing, because disinfectants aren't designed to remove impurities or dirt from a surface. So cleaning is essential. Cleaning removes the dirt or impurity, exposing the germ or virus, and then you can spray it with the disinfectant, allow it to do its thing, and then the virus or germ is destroyed or becomes inactive. So again, both processes are necessary if we're to adequately clean and disinfect.
How is that different than the process that existed before COVID-19? Have we had to modify our cleaning procedures, any of the products that we use in our buildings to support our COVID-19 response?
So the process of cleaning and disinfecting has always been a mainstay throughout our facilities. What's changed is the heightened level of that process. So we're focusing more on high-touch surfaces. And high-touch surfaces may vary from facility to facility, because if a surface is only used by one individual, well then it's not a high-touch surface. A high-touch surface is a surface that's touched by multiple individuals. So that has changed in our facilities. Protocols have been provided for staff. In August, we sent administrators and lead custodians some guidance on how they can look at the needs of their facility and establish a routine that will allow them to make sure that areas are cleaned and disinfected throughout the school day.
That's great. What about special equipment? Have we had to procure any special equipment to support our custodians' response to cleaning and disinfecting our facilities?
Sure. Many individuals have heard of microfiber. Microfiber is an excellent way to remove impurities from a surface. It's designed to grab and pull those things away. What we've done is we've partnered with a vendor to provide us with a bi-weekly wash service. So they will pick up our dirty microfiber and drop off clean microfiber bi-weekly. We've put microfiber in every classroom. In addition to that, we've provided classrooms with a spray bottle of solution that can be used to take care of high-touch surfaces throughout the school day. Our equipment purchases have included electrostatic sprayers and atomizing machines. This equipment will allow staff to efficiently move through their facility. It also helps us to save on chemical usage. The electrostatic machines are designed to positively charge the chemical as it leaves the machine. Most other objects are negatively charged. And so those positively charged particles are attracted to those negatively charged particles, such as a desk, a light switch, or door handle. And it's designed to kind of wrap around that product or that item. The atomizing machines also break down the chemical into a finer particle mist. These things will allow staff to move more efficiently through the building, while at the same time being mindful of how the product is being used.
I know you've shared with me in the past that the chemicals that we use in FCPS have not had to change as a result of COVID-19. And in particular, our disinfecting product has been approved by the EPA as one of the chemicals that can kill the virus as part of the cleaning and disinfecting process. So can you talk about PPE or personal protective equipment that is provided to custodians, and if there's anything additional that we've provided to them in support of their COVID-19 response?
We've already talked about the electrostatic sprayers and the atomizing machines that we've purchased. To support our staff in using that equipment, we've purchased safety goggles as well as KN95 masks to be used while that equipment is in use. Part of our standard supply or inventory has always been masks and latex-free gloves that our staff have had access to in order to help them accomplish their important work.
We've heard a lot of discussions recently about the need for professional development, and I don't think our custodians are excluded from that need in their ongoing professional growth. So has any professional development been provided for our custodians recently?
So in October, we partnered with ISSA, the worldwide leader in the cleaning industry. They provided training for about 25% of our lead custodians. Also in that training were 2 of our custodial specialists. We wanted to make sure that with the heightened awareness around cleaning and maintaining our facilities, we reached out and partnered with a world leader in the industry. And so they provided some valuable training for our custodial leads and our specialists. It focused on the basic cleaning, advanced cleaning, as well as a train the trainer segment. And so we're hoping to capitalize on that training by working with the custodial specialist as they push out additional training to our custodians throughout the system.
So I think this has been a very informative session. I know that I always enjoy hearing about the work of our custodial teams, and certainly while much of the community hasn't been in our school buildings, I can certainly say, and I think you'd agree, that our buildings are in the best condition that I have certainly seen them in my tenure here at FCPS, and really that's a testament to the hard work of our custodians who have come to work every day since this pandemic has started, the work of your team in supporting all of those efforts, and I think that is very important for our community to hear that we have highly skilled and highly trained professionals who are on the front lines, willing and able to respond to anything that occurs in our buildings. So LP, thank you very much for joining us today. Hopefully you have learned more than you could ever want to know about our cleaning and disinfecting protocols. Thank you.